yeah, let's make the quick recap today at the beginning. Right. Okay. Yes, let's get started. Well, today the topic is the branch, and I have a good news for you because during the day I was thinking that how can I explain this branch to make it easier to understand that, because Git itself is quite not hard, but I believe you find it quite difficult to understand, but it's not that quite hard, but it's just about understanding because it's a new concept. This is it will just take some times to get the things are, stick into your mind. So it's just because of the beginning is a new topic, new terminologies. You have learned Linux, so these are also working in the terminal, but this is not a Linux thing. It's just that Git. And then I can see that there are some confusion. You're confusing some parts of that Linux part, the Git part, versioning part, why we are using that. So I hope in this lesson I have a good example for you to understand that branches better. That's just my guess. I hope it works. Okay, but these all take some time because you have to practice, more practice and more practice, that it will stick as a habit. But at the beginning, it's just a learning path. It just takes time. But after you pass that learning steps by just practicing a lot, then it will be all automatically done. Don't worry. But again, let's make a quick recap. All right, so the topic that we will cover today: branches, merge, and conflicts. Please, if you can't get that concept, just give yourself some time. Okay, this is just about practicing. You have to practice, you have to make something wrong, you have to break the things up, then you will learn that way. And just because of the fear of breaking the things can stop you from learning. So that's why don't avoid breaking things, okay? But not the computer. Don't break your computer, but to break up your codes, okay? Don't worry, let it go, let you have some errors and see how you solve it. Then you will get this done very well. But just please don't be afraid making things wrong. So branches, merge, and conflicts today. And now about quick recap. Well, we all know that the Git is a version controlling system. Actually, there are more, but the Git is the most popular one, and many companies are using Git. Well, if you learn Git, you can adapt to another version control systems easily, don't worry, but the Git is the most popular one. Well, it tracks the changes and just keep the record. That's the versioning. Versioning is not the version number 1, version number 2, 0001. So this is the version numbers, but the versioning we mean is just the tracking the changes and then record them. That's the version we are talking about. Now, why we need the version? Because sometimes, think about that, you're working on a project. You are a person, a developer working for Facebook, and you're a part of a huge team, right? And then think about that. You know HTML, and I believe you learned that HTML. Think about the Facebook's landing page, the HTML page, right? And you haven't? Not yet. Okay. Well, forget about HTML. So just think about you are working for Facebook and you are designing the landing page with your team. And your team, let's say 7 people, okay? And think about that 7 people is working at the same page. Now, how do you do? One of you bring your laptop, open, and let's say the other 6 come with you and then look at your screen and do the work together? Of course, no. Then we have one main branch. We will talk about those branches today. So then it's that's why we are saying distributed things, because it's now the codes has been distributed all your friends through the Git, let's say, and then everybody does their change on their computer. Once they are done, they push. We will learn that next lesson, I believe. They push their code to the main branch. Then the Facebook main page has like how we collaborate these things. So these are, if you think that just the one computer, one PC, and all the other 6 work together, that's impossible. So that's why we are using version controlling systems to see the tracking the changes and then recording them. Well, sometimes you need to travel back to any change you have done earlier, because not always a new change works perfectly. So that's why, let's say you have a branch in new version, let's say the new one, new commit, but the things didn't work very well as you expected. Then sometimes you need to get back to the latest running version. So that time you can go and retrieve any previous version of your file at any time. Okay, so there's no limit. You can go back as much as you want. And yeah, the other thing is that you can work on locally, which means on your computer, or collaboratively, which is share with others. You are not sharing your computer with others, but you are sharing the main code with others. Then they do work there locally. You have no internet connection, don't worry, you can still work. But when you finish your work, when you make your commits, you don't need internet connection as well. When you need that internet connection is when you decided to push your change to the main repository. So that's only the thing. Okay, so the comparing and blaming things, remember the blame, so which means when you commit, it stores the information who, when, what they did. Okay, so who is the author, when that change has made, and what is the change about with your message. So with that compare and blame things, that you can see exactly who changed what, and when, and why it is changed. So which is a message actually. So these are the things that you can track with that Git. So that's basically a versioning controlling system. So what we said, we need a repository. If you're talking about Git, the repo is the second terminology we have to know, because once you have a Git project, it's actually a Git repo or repository. Well, what is the working directory? The working directory, any directory is on your computer. That's just working computer, working directory. It can be your projects, just your project name. That's your working directory. But when you initialize with Git, then it's now a repo. It just turned to a repo. Now you have a repo. Okay, we will do that. How? Basically, we need a folder. Well, you know the Linux. So the last time I didn't know you knew the Linux. So that's why I just explain everything with right click and create a folder. Well, that's basically, you can do everything in the Linux commands. So I will open my terminal. Okay, I believe it's now working. Not this one. And here is my terminal. All right. Okay. The last time we have created the resume folder. So we can create another folder, whatever you want. Well, first of all, once we open this, we have that tilde sign, which means I am my home directory, not my desktop. The home directory has my desktop. So that's why the first thing that I will do is go to my desktop. However, you don't have to go to your desktop. You can just create that folder in your home folder if you want. But I usually like to go to my desktop. Why there is no Git master? Why you have Git master? That's interesting because you have initialized that. Look, we will do that as well. If you go to CD desktop, and now I'm on my desktop, then if I go to the resume, look, if I go to my resume folder, do you hear the fireworks here? Now I have the Git master. Yeah, why do I have the Git master? Because there's a question why you have that Git master, because that resume has been initialized. Or let's say it's a repo now, because a folder initialized with Git is a repo, so that's a repo. Well, if you do have that, look at that. If you do have in your home folder, which shouldn't be really, if you see that Git master in your home folder, this is what you have done. You said Git init here, not in the folder. That's the common mistake, don't worry, and we have a fix. So in your home folder, again, home, that tilde says that it's my home folder. And you know what? If you make your home folder Git repo, and then you have your resume inside that folder, because desktop is inside the home folder, and your home folder is a repo now, whatever you do in the resume will never work. That's because your main folder, the top folder, the home folder is a repo. That's why every changes you make in the resume, but actually when you need a commit, it just track your home folder, that huge, actually your computer, everything on your computer is in the home folder. So that's why. So let me check out the, yeah, that one, what I'm talking. Well, I was just S-L-A-S-Y. How can I pronounce your name? Sorry. Asia. Okay, Asia. Well, that's the main problem. Actually, this is not only you, I believe. Look what I'm done now. So it's my home folder again. Mistakenly, many people do the Git init here. And when I do that as you do, right? Okay, but that's not a good practice. It's a bad practice. It's the worst thing that can be happen in the Git. That's because it's now the Git is tracking all the files on your computer. Even you have just tiny txt file here in the resume, just one file, one.txt file, which is maybe 16 bytes. However, in my home folder, I have gigabytes of data is now being tracked by Git. So how can we fix that? Well, if you see that Git master in your home folder, what you will say is the remove.git folder, because anytime you make a folder a repo, you don't see that, but when you just show the hidden files, there is .git folder there. We usually don't see, but it's hidden. And it says that it stores everything you make changes on that branch. Well, if you don't see, how can you delete it? Well, you don't see it, but it's still there. It's a hidden folder in home folder, actually. So what I will say, if you see that tilde, and also it's the tilde is a Git master branch, well, you will just remove that because it's a folder. You will say rf and then the folder name, which is .git. Well, this is how you can remove in the Linux commands, I believe you learned. And now it's removed. Gone. Look, it's just a tilde now. What you will do, if you didn't like that, if you think that it's not the correct place, if you think that it's not a repo, just remove that .git file there. That's how you can get rid of that Git master. And you should, if it is home folder.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, please.
If it is not a home folder, I see the Git master just inside of my one of the folder in my computer I just created for practicing. So I just want to get out of the Git master, but I still want to work in the same folder. How I can do that? Is there any way?
Well, if you don't want that folder branch, but if you want to work on the folder, and if that, let's say my desktop folder, let's go to my desktop. So if I go to desktop, I have, look, resume, which means I'm working on my desktop folder, and one of the folder resume is on my desktop. And let's say we have Git init here. Actually, this is not the good practice. You shouldn't do that. But let's say you did. And then you see this. Well, you don't want that folder to be a repo, but you want to work on another folder, but not the desktop. So basically, again, we will say that remove, and because it's a folder, everything in the folder, and the folder name .git. So that's the folder name. Just now removing from the desktop, and it's not a repo. But I have resume here, which I really want that resume be a repo. Resume. Now it's a repo. Fine. That's okay. Well, how can I get rid of, Aisha, is your question, how can I get rid of that Git master things? Just write this and hit enter, which will remove your .git folder. That's the thing. So if you think it's not the correct repo, and it shouldn't be a repo, for example, your home folder shouldn't be a repo, your desktop shouldn't be a repo. The repo is something that you have your project in. For example, my resume folder is my project in. So inside this resume folder, so that's why I made this resume a repo. That's fine. But desktop, no, shouldn't be, because desktop is my desktop. I have many other files, which is not a repo. You got it? Well, that's interesting. We can look at that later, Dennis. That's interesting. Oh, it didn't work. We can look at that later. So first, again, let me go out of that resume folder, and now I'm on my desktop. I need to create a working directory, which that states, a working directory, which my projects will be settled down. Well, so I need to create a folder first. Well, you can do that right-click. I usually do that right-click and then create a new folder for it. Well, but if you just want to practice some Linux command, you can create your folder by using the Linux command, make directory, mk make directory. All right. Oh, yes, Asya, very good advice. Maybe you can open a new window, a new terminal, might remove that. Oh, okay. Dennis, try what Asya said. It might work. Okay. So now let's create a new directory. And that directory, let's say, is a new project. Okay, so I'm going to create a new directory on my desktop, which you will not see probably because it's created in my another screen. There it is. Now I have my new project folder. So it is going to be a new project. I will place my project files inside that. Well, so to make that new project a repo, first, git init is not correct, because git init command will make my desktop a repo. No, I want to enter the new project folder first. Yes, I need to go and cd, change directory, new project folder first. I need to go inside that. Oh, yes, now it's new project. Now I'm going to just initialize as a repo because I want that to be tracked. I want to add some version controlling inside. Why? Because I want to just time travel to the back to see my changes on my file. So that's it. So what I'm just doing, the next step is git init. These are the first things when we are making a repo first time. We don't repeat them a lot. We just do at once in the beginning. Now, git init. Now I can see that git master there, which means my project folder is a repo now. Perfect. That's it. These are the first things. First, we create a folder, then we entered to the folder, and then we just initialize with a git command, git init. It's not a Linux command, it's a git command. All right, so this is a repo. It's ready to be tracked, but nothing is being tracked yet. All right. What else? So in the break time, I will open a breakout room. If anybody needs help, like Ayşe, and like anybody has a question, please join that breakout room. So, but not now, 2 minutes later. Okay, so we created our init branch and we made it a repo now. What's next? The next is, okay, these 3 important things: working directory, staging area, and repository, just committing to the repo. Well, I know this is not clear, and here is my example. Now, you went to the grocery shop. Listen carefully. Okay, you went to the grocery shop to buy some stuff. Well, first thing you do there, I believe, to entering the premise, which is git init. Oh yes, now I'm in the shopping. I just initialized and turn on my shopping habits, shopping feelings. So the next thing you will do, get a cart, a shopping cart. Do you say trolley or cart? I don't know. So the cart, let's say cart, the shopping cart. You got your shopping cart, the shopping basket, okay? So that is your working directory. Your shopping cart is your working directory, okay? Not staging area yet. It's just the working. Oh, wait, you are right, Sheda. It's staging area. That's right. Your shopping cart is your staging area. The work area is the grocery shop. Everything is there. What you will do is the things that you want to add, take it and add to your basket or staging area, like we did git add command, right? We do some changes on our computer and we add that file to the staging area, which is our shopping cart now, okay? So next thing that you want to buy, put it, add to your staging area, which is your shopping cart. So the shopping cart is your staging area. But whatever you don't add, you can't check out. Yes, you can't commit because you didn't add. You can only buy at the cashier that whatever you add that to your basket. Well, that's your staging area. So shopping cart, okay? Whatever you add, you can commit it. Well, which is commit? Commit is when you add the things on your shopping cart, which is the staging area, git add, git add, git add, git add. The next thing that you will go to the cashier and you pay the money and you commit the things actually, and they just give you a receipt. The date, time, when, which grocery shop, everything is written on that receipt, like our commits. Okay, you add things first, then you commit it, which is your staging area when you add the files. When you don't add the files, it's your just working directory. It's just the grocery shop. Everything is in there, but you cannot buy everything. You just want to add the things first before you commit it. That's how Git works again. So we add the files first to the basket, which we call staging area. Then we commit those changes. All right. When it comes to the branch, we'll continue with shopping. I hope, again, I don't make you hungry. That's because of the previous examples I've given earlier. Well, it's a break time. Now I'm going to create a breakout room. Okay, so before you leave, I'm going to create one breakout room. So you have no other rooms to enter, okay? And now you can see on your screen, I believe, there's only one room available. And then you can just go and see the room, and on the right hand side of that room one number, you can see that join button there. If you need help in Git, just join there. Okay, so I'm now joining there. Hope to see you after the break time. And all right, the last things that I just copy and paste in the class chat is just for the Mac computers, because some others is asking that how can we install the things that I do on my computer. So these are just for Mac computers. But anyway, let's get back to the topic. All right, so well, that is the Git. Before we commit the changes, we have to add them first to the basket. Then we go to the cashier, just commit, right? So pay the money and get the receipt and then go. So that is how usually the Git works. So if we get back to the terminal, once again, it has my new project folder. Now I am on my project. If you're using Windows, you should see something long on your Git bash, but here it just shows me the folder name. No worries. So I'll just create a repo again. So the first thing we do is git init. That's the first thing when we make a repo on our computer. So now it's a repo. How do I understand? In your Git bash, it also says that it's the Git and also the branch name. So whenever you initialize a first time on your project folder, the branch name is master. So whatever you do, whatever changes you have done, it all happens in your main branch, which is master. But we don't work on master branch. We never, ever work on the master branch, actually. We always create our own branches. For example, the feature branch. Let's say my job is just, because we are talking about a development, my job is just creating a button, a login button. That's my job. So my feature should be a branch name. So for example, feature login button. So that is my feature branch name. I go to that branch, I make my changes, then I merge it to the main branch. Actually, it's not again master. We never touch on master. I will come to the branches later, but now we are just alone. We can work on the master branch because there's no conflict, because we are only alone, we are just only one, so you can do whatever changes on the master branch. That's all up to you. What I mean about the conflict is when you work, when you collaborate with others, that make the conflicts. And today we will solve some conflicts, by the way. Well, after we initially, yes.
Yeah, I had a problem with the master, maybe someone has a problem. I made 4 times cd ... 4 times I came the home. 4 times.
Usually, you are at the home folder, yes?
Now I am okay now, yeah. If there is someone who I don't know. We should come back again and again. I came back 4 times when I write the cd ...
Okay. I didn't get the question. Why should I go back to home?
I was when I opened the Git bash, I was a master, but I didn't know why I am a master all the time. And then I put the cd ... I didn't come the home, and I did 4 times cd ... and again, and I came the home now.
So this is okay.
Okay, I don't want to interrupt you. If there is someone is have a problem, same.
Okay.
I don't. Okay, sorry.
Project. Okay, now let me explain. But please, this should be last time. Everybody listen carefully. Now, I'm starting from scratch. Please do listen carefully because I don't want to go back again to explain that stuff. I'm explaining to everybody in the class now. Now, what I will do, I will remove my folder, okay? So I just close everything, okay? Let's close everything. Let's delete this folder too, okay? And that folder too. Clear desktop, okay? Nothing. Well, the first thing we do is just terminal. Home folder. Now, before you see this home folder, I will just hide it because I will do some magic here. Okay. Now, I will do again iTerm. When I open iTerm, oh, what I see is Git master. Okay, wait. It's wrong. It shouldn't be there. I'm going to desktop, cd desktop. Oh, that's Git master too. Let's create a project folder. And this folder is new project again. Oops, not this one. New project. And I enter the new project, cd new project. Oh, that's also Git master. Look at this. I haven't initialized anything, but then it says me that is a new project and it's Git already. Oh, interesting. So let's create another folder like resume last time. You don't have to do this. Just I will explain why. I'll create another folder here, resume. Now let's go back to the resume. Now I'm in the resume folder and it's also Git master. I haven't initialized anything. It's just come up when I just open, right? Okay. Now I'm explaining the solution. That is the problem. Whenever you see, whatever the folder is open, and if you see that Git master there, should be something wrong, which is this. Oops, clear. Yeah, and cd dot dot is my home folder. That's my problem because you initialize a wrong folder. That's the problem. That folder is your home folder. Tilde is your home folder, which your desktop, your documents, your movies, your films, your images, and everything is in there. That's your home folder. That's your computer, let's say. Every file on your computer is in there. You made that branch, you initialized that actually by mistake. It's a small mistake, very quick fix. What we do is just this. I'm in my home folder. Maybe let's get back to our resume folder or new project folder, cd desktop and resume. Okay, now we are here, okay? To remove that problem, we should go cd dot dot to get back to the folder desktop. Cd again, double dots. And now until you see this home, you should go, okay? Then you just type this. Remove folder dot git. That's it. And it removes everything. If it still shows that, better you close and open the terminal again. Sometimes when you copy, please ignore this, okay? Please ignore whatever you have here. The command should always start with git or cd. Ignore whatever you see before, okay? So that's not my command. My command is this. Let's go to the desktop. So my command is this, change directory desktop. So here is my desktop. And then I will go to my another folder, which is new project. So I go to new project. So that's new project. So this is the my folder name. So ignore this. Whatever I type from here with the grayish color, please do accept that. Okay, now these are the most of the common problems. That problem is when you make init in your home folder. That is the problem. As you see, that Git master is there. You should remove that Git folder from your home folder, which you say remove folder and the file name. That will remove that. The second problem may be when you go to your desktop. If you still see that Git init on your desktop, that is not also correct. Actually, the quick answer is whenever you don't want the folder is Git repository, run this command, remove folder and Git. That's the key. Which folder you don't want or you believe it's not a Git repo, just run this file. That's it. Because we're just the beginning of the Git, and you just remove any folder, doesn't matter, because we do this a lot again and again. So if it is your desktop, and if you see that on your desktop, just run this command and it will just remove. If it is your home folder, if you see that Git master, just remove. Okay, only the folder that you have, like resume, new project, only the folders you have a project on, make a Git repo. So let's fix everything from the beginning. So I'm going to remove that again. Now it's cleared. Let's just go to the home folder, which is this. Clear everything. Okay, now home folder. Do we have Git? Do we see any Git? No, we don't. That's all okay. If we see Git, then we just say this. Okay, let me share this command as well in the Slack. Okay. All right. So if you see Git in your home folder, please run this. 2. If you go to desktop, if you go to desktop, if you see Git, please run this command. Okay, let's run this command. And now let's go to the new project folder, cd new project folder. If you see Git, don't remove because it's our project folder. So just keep it there. If you don't see Git, well, we just initialize with Git init. That's it. Only the folder you want to make a repo, run this command, okay? Not your home folder, not your desktop folder, not any other folder which you don't use as a repo. Don't do that. Just the folder you want to work on as a repo, okay? Only that folder. And if you still have a problem, don't worry, we'll have one more breakout room. And even I can wait after the class so I can help you out. Don't worry. So what we have to do, the first of all, we need a project folder, which is new project, and we just initialize with Git. That's it. Just the folder, see the folder name here, and everything is fine. That's perfect, because now I can make a Git repo like this. Boom. Now, it is now a repo, a Git repo. Now, how can we work with this Git repo? First of all, we need some files to make, we need some changes. We need to add things. Remember that shopping cart. We need to add some things to that shopping cart before we do something. But first of all, that grocery shop should have something. Well, I have nothing in this folder yet. It's an empty folder. So I should create some files in it. You can right click, just say new file, but I don't have that new file things here. So that's why I'm going to create that file on my command line. Well, this is Linux command, okay? It's not a Git command. It's nothing about the Git command. So you can right click and you can say new file. So it will just create you a txt file, but which I will do here with a command. So I will say touch. Touch creates a file for us. What's the name of the file? That's my new project. Let's just say file1.txt. That's just creating a file. It's not Git. It's not about Git. It's just creating a file. Right click, create file, which I do with just this command. And it creates me a file.txt now. Well, once you have your file, you add something in it. Well, you double click, you open it, and now you make some changes. Hey, this is my very first file in my project. This is usually what we don't type. We usually just start the project right away. But this is an example. So I'm just writing any text, not about Git. I've just created a file, just make some changes. That's it. Saving it. Now I'm saving. I saved it already. Now it's done. Now that file has saved. It's for the 6 bytes only. Now the Git. I want this file now to add to my staging area, like in this presentation. Because before I commit, before I go to the cashier in the grocery shop, I should add the things that I want to commit. Well, currently I have a file, but Git is not tracking this file. It's just the file in my working directory, which is here. It's just any file in my computer. But now I will take this file from here and put into my Git staging area. So yes, see that I'm going to say Git add in file name. Well, in the file name, because it's file1.txt, it automatically completes for me. Thank you. It may not complete for you. Don't worry, just type file1.txt. Then it's in the staging area. Right here, we don't see any changes. But before I enter, I want to show you the difference. If I say the Git status before, to see the status of my repo, it says that I have a file, it's untracked. And it gives me the tip, Git add file to add it to be committed. Like I should run this command git add and the file name to include what will be committed. We usually don't like to read the errors. We usually don't like to read the manuals, user manuals. Who reads the user manuals before using this stuff? But here, there is a nice, helpful tip saying that the file is untracked, but you may need to run this command to include what will be committed. So now the change is this, git add the file name. It's the only file. Now, if I enter, nothing changes here, okay? Nothing changes here. But in here, if I say the git status again to see the status only, that is now green. Ah, nice. It's green now. It's now being tracked. I put it on my shopping cart. Okay. But if you want to unstage, maybe this is not the file that you want to commit in this version. Maybe that is the next commit, not this one. So you can remove it. Let's remove git right here, rm -- cached. Oh, because the file name, sorry, file1. There is the error here. What should I remove? The nice one. What should I? Which one do you want to remove? Okay, so this is the file name, file1.txt. Oh, enter. All right, now let's check the git status again. Oh, it's right again. No worries, because I want to add file2 for this time, and file1 is the next version. Okay, so completely, I have just run 2 commands here. One git status and git add. Oh, one more time, and which is the git rm cache. That's basically what it says to me. I don't have to know anything. Just know the git init, and that's it. And git status. Okay, let's assume that I have only git init and git status. Okay, don't have to know anything else. Look at this. By knowing only these 2 comments, I'll teach you to learn more. Now, wait. So let's just clear everything. You don't have to do these steps because I will do everything back again. So just listen. But by only knowing 2 things, because sometimes the new comments comes, another comes, oh, it's just looks complex, but it's not. Look, you know only 2 comments. Please memorize these 2 comments, okay? Git init and git status. Only these 2 comments. Well, by knowing only these 2 comments, let's learn the others. What was it? Git add, git remove, git rm, rf, what was it? Forget. Only 2 comments. Git init and git status. All right. So we already done the git init. Is the first one that when we create a file, we do git init and we never touch it anymore. Just git init only the first time we did it. Now the next thing is the git status. When you say git status, here is the next command that Git advise you. You should add this file before you commit. But you know what? I will not use this suggestion. I'm going to create a new file. That's not Git, okay? That's not Git. Only Git status you know now. And the next command you learned is this, that Git advises you, okay? Not me. Okay, just a Git status. Well, now I am going to create another file. You can right click and do this if you're on Windows, but unfortunately this is Mac. So I can't create this new file there. So I will just run this command touch a new file. So you can do this together. File2.txt and of course enter. Oh, so I have 2 files. 1, 2. The second file has nothing. You can open it. You can double click and open it. You make some changes. You can just add anything, okay? You don't have to write any meaningful sentence. Just write anything and save it. Okay. I have some changes now. I have 2 files. I know only 2 commands. Git init, git status. Now I'm going to say that git status once again. Oh, very nice. I have 2 files now in the shop, in the grocery shop. I need to add whatever I want to check out. So not file 1. Let's add the file 2. Next command, I am learning from here. It says git add. What is this? File name with the angle brackets. All right, so let's do that. Git add angle bracket file and this, because Git advises to me. So it didn't work. What should I do next? Well, I'm now thinking on it, what this file should be. It shows me 2 files in the below. Maybe it could be the file name. Let's try. Why not? So let's try the git add the file 1. It's the file name. Oh, no, didn't work. Oh, let's try to add this one too. Okay, maybe that's the file name. File1.txt. But again, I'm not going to add the file 1. I want to add file 2. So I believe Zach git status. All right, just what we did. Oops, not this one. I shouldn't do that. CD new project once again. Yeah, Zach. What I'm just talking about is just git status. That's it. Okay. So, all right. So the Git advised me to use that git add and the file name. Now I'm going to use that. Zach, just follow us. Hope Zach, you have created these two files. We just create those files. That's it. If you're on Windows, right click and create that file. If you are on Mac, you can just touch the file name like this. Touch file name. So that's how we create the files. That's it. This should be from Linux, so I didn't just stay over that too much. Well, now I have two files anyway. So here is my two files. Well, I'm going to now add that is just suggested me by here. Git add the file name file2.txt. And now I add this to my staging area. Let's get back to the slide. Here. Okay, I've added into my shopping cart. Let's check the Git status once again. Oops. Git status. All right, now it says one is green, which is I add, which is red, and I didn't add this, right? So this is in my shopping cart. This is not in my shopping cart. So that's it. So it's my staging area now. Whatever I'm going to commit, it will commit this file, this changes, let's say. And it says the change thing. What is the change? The new file. I have created this file from scratch. So that is the change. Okay. Quick recap. Let's remove everything. You don't have to. Clear? Okay. Now, I'm here in my project folder. Let's create two files. Touch file1.txt, and we could create two files at one comment, but anyway, let's create the file2.txt, and let's create file3.txt as well. Okay, just in one line, so you can create multiple files. Oh, okay, file1, file2, file3. Okay, now I have just created 3 files. It's not about Git, it's just creating files. It's just Windows or Mac commands. Right click and do things. So next, this is now Git. I want to track some changes. I want to track what's happening in those files. I want to track the versioning with those files. Whenever I make change, I want to see who, when, why change this file. That is versioning. If you don't want, skip that Git part. But if you want to track the things, you should apply as a Git repository, because you are now tracking who, when, why change the file. Currently, I'm in the beginning of creating a project files. I have just files. What I will do is just see now a Git status. They're all red. Oh, what happened? Oh, because that's interesting. Changed to become. Did we commit anything? No, we didn't. We add the things. It's still in the add. That's why when we create this one, it didn't remove it. Well, okay. Let's just Please ignore this part. I want to do everything. I just want to just catch back this stuff, which is file2.txt. Come on. So first to remove, force it. Please ignore this part. I'm just checking everything is, now fine. Okay. Okay. Now, when I check the Git status, because I just created the files, you may not.
My teacher, I have a question. I didn't understand Git RM catch function?
That's just, okay. When we use add, it adds the file to the staging area. When you use rm cached, it's just take this back to your working directory, or just remove the things from staging area. Like in your shopping cart, I don't want to buy this. Take this from your shopping cart, put it back to the shelf. This is git rm cached stuff. Is that okay?
Okay, thank you.
When you want the things back to your shopping cart, git add item, git add tomato, git add file1.txt. You don't want it to be shopping cart? Just take this away. Git rm cached and file name. Put that back again. So yeah, content is different because you deleted like I did, yeah? So look, if you have any errors, the good advice, we are just the beginning, right? So remove that folder, just move to the bin, let everybody become happy, close your terminal, open back. Okay, this is how I solved the problem. And now start from scratch, really. Now, right click. You don't have to do that, by the way. But if you are having some errors, if you cannot do, if the things are just not the same as I do here, okay, let's do it again, because we don't lose anything. That's because just we are at the beginning. So we first need a project folder. Let's say new project in here, new project. And in this new project, of course, where is it? It's on my desktop. So, but here, where am I? I'm on my home folder. So I need to go to desktop first. Then I need to go that folder. New project. Okay, now I'm in the project. Perfect. The commands I only know is git init. Nice. Now, next, git status. Nothing, no commits, because I have no file. So what should I commit? I have no file. You went to the grocery shop, nothing on the shelves. What can you buy? Nothing. So I have nothing in my folder, so I cannot commit anything. All right, so the thing is that I have to create something to work on. So I should create some files, which I just say touch command. So file1, file1.txt, file2.txt, and file3.txt. Now I'm just creating now 3 files. Now it should be here, 3 files. Nice, should be no error. Now let's check status again. Only commands I know, status. All right, now I have something in my grocery shop. A new grocery shop is just open, git init, and inside this git grocery shop, there are some items, only 3, but there are items to add in my shopping cart. Well, I can buy something because I have some stuff. Well, the next thing that Git advised me to use git add. So here is I am learning from here. Nothing else. I know only git init. I know how to use git status. Now the next command is git add. What would you like to buy? I want to go for file3.txt. So I need to git add file3.txt. Now I use this command. I can't write. Okay, git add file3.txt. Now I take this file3, put it on my staging area now. Git status. Oops, git status. Well, 1 file is green, 2 files is red, because I just selected the 1 file, which is file3. Git add file3.txt. Now, what I will do, is now git commit message -m means message, and add your message here. What did you do here? You just create the file. So let's write the message. Create third file. This is the explanation. I can't find any other explanation. This is file 3 because I just created a new file. So it's the message in here. Create third file. Okay, so git commit -m and create third file is my message. So I can then see who made this commit and when this commit is made. And yeah, before I do everything done, you don't have to do this. We did this before. Just give me some time. Before I make the commit, remember we have configuration files you done. This one. So if this configuration is not set correctly, then you might get some errors to run these commands. But we have done this last lesson, so I believe this is all okay for you. But for me, let me do it again. I'm not sure if I am the correct user. So you can run this command again, no worries. Before I commit everything, let's make sure I am the correct person, that I am adding this, because that might be another email address, maybe another user, not the correct one. So you can fix it now before you commit. Git config global user.name. Okay. Git config dot global user dot name. I believe that is something double dash here because it's a property, not a command. Okay. Git config global username, and then type your username here. So see if everything is okay. So that's my username. And then the other one is user email, I believe, because we don't do always. So I didn't really memorize those commands. So it should be anything. You can just use Gmail example.com, for example. And yeah, so now I'm okay. I can now commit because I'm this person. Okay, so this person is going to like commit this. Okay. Git config, I believe. Just say git config to see. Wait, it's not git config. So git config list. Yes, that's right. Git config list. You can run that Sergeant just shared. Git config list. Then you can see all the configurations that you have done before. So let's clear. Let's check the Git status again, because I always check the status before I commit. Why? Because before you go to do cashier, you want to see that what did you buy? If you miss anything, if you didn't, then add or not. Okay. So I just check my cart status. I have the new file. Okay, this is the one I want to commit. Not those files. No, I'm not interested. I just want to commit this one, only this one. So then I'll just run this command. Git commit -m and your message. What did I do here? Well, I created third file, and that's it. It's a string, so I'm using this double quotes, and now it's committed. Well, first version, I've just done this. Let's check the Git status again. I know it's a break time. Oh yeah, the green thing is gone. There's no file tree things because there's nothing to change. It's all added. but just 2 files is not in the cart yet. This is all committed now. This is all done. Like you go to the cashier, you bought that stuff. You got the receipt, and receipt is here. The receipt number and the file name or the time, or so let's say git log. Git log, that's another comment. Git log, you can see, oh, Gmail is just bought this stuff on this date at this time, on this date and at this time. So let's give you the receipt, okay, the commit. Who made, when, and what? Well, yeah, what? Create a third file. Who made the change, when, and what is the change? That's it. Okay, so you can see here only few comments. Q, exit the things. I just type Q. Okay. Once again, we git init for the project we want to work on. We check the status with git status, and then we try to add the files, and we commit with a message to a file. And the last, we checked git log to see all other changes we have done before. So I will just write this comments here. Actually, we do have, I believe, in our this slide. Git init, git status, git add, git log. This is removing from here to there. And then git commit. Yes, these are the all comments most probably we have used until now. Yes, and next time, let's talk about branch, creating the branch in the next session, and talking about.
Now, quick question. This is Sami. So we added everything, let's say, to Git repository, right? Everything was green on my end. Is there any way we can go and check anything extra from that point on, or just all green, we're good to go?
I think, not sure. Well, this, don't know. If you have a question, I can answer, but like, if your question is,
is that the last point that we should go once you have everything committed?
Oh yes, if once you have everything committed, done, then continue working on your project file. So for example, I just commit, then next I will do some changes and commit, do some changes and commit, and make more changes and commit.
Right. I got you.
That's it. This is what we do. This is just a Git workflow. We have some files, we make changes, we add them and commit them, add them and commit them. Most probably this two comments only. Add and commit, add and commit. That's it. Yeah, and most probably next lesson, and we will learn GitHub, then we will push the commands to the GitHub.
And one last question.
Yeah.
So let's say I want to work on that file I just committed. What I do is the RM cache to get it out and work on it, and then do commit again.
Well, after you commit, you cannot take this back because it's committed already. It's all tracked. Whatever you do, it will be on track. So you can't RM cache which is committed file, because you can't do, you can only do that to which is on the staging area. If you commit them, you can't. Well, you can delete the file if you don't want.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So let's go give some break. And I believe there are people who has questions. Join me. And the breakout room is very short, so that's why I can't answer every question. Sorry for this. So, but maybe I will listen to your questions. So I have a picture how many people has a problem or what problems they have. So if you want to share your problems, if you have some problems, join us in the breakout room. See you. I'm not genius, I'm not brilliant, as the song just saying, but I'm here. Okay. Well, again, the last code I've just shared is for the Mac computers. If you don't have Git, first of all, we have to install Git on our computers, right? On Mac computers, again, unfortunately, it's not easy as Windows does. We have to run that xcode select install command. That's what I just shared in the class chat before Hussein message. Well, now let's get back to the work. Well, I've created a few files, but then I deleted again. You know what? Every time it's good to have some more practice. So let's move everything to the bin. I'm in my home folder. I'm now going to my desktop first. Then I'm creating a folder, make director. So you can also right click and new folder. It's all up to you. New project. Now, you don't see that, but it's in my another screen. Here it is. And then let's make this repo. Let's make this folder a repo, which I have to enter the folder first, which is new project. I have to enter that folder, then git init. Okay, so it's a repo now. It's like a new grocery shop is opened in my district, but nothing in sight, unfortunately. Clear. Okay, so that's my repo now. How do I know? It's because saying that it's a master branch. Okay, but it has nothing to add to my shopping cart. So we need to put some stuff to that folder, then we can track the changes. Why we are using it is tracking the changes. On the slide, it's not the slide, on the slide, why we are using Git is tracking their changes and record them. See who changed, when it is changed, why is it changed, and what is changed. Did I say that? No. Okay, so to see them. While we are working alone, it doesn't matter. But while we are collaborating with others, we need to see who, when, what is changed. Okay, so that is the question, and Git is the answer. Well, now it's a repo, but nothing in it. So we need to create some files inside that. It's a project file, so we can create some file. It could be an HTML file, it could be a CSS file, JavaScript file, Python file. So whatever you want to work on your project, it could be. But for this question, for this example, we are just creating basic text file, which is touch file1 dot txt file, and let's create another file, file2.txt and file3.txt. Now I'm creating 3 files, which is not related with Git. It's just creating files. As you see here, now we have 3 files. Now, which one would you like to track the file? Well, why you don't create only a file and just git add? Well, I just want to show you the files with tracked and without tracked. So that's why I'm creating multiple files, but I'm just adding only one file, which is file3. So we can see what happens if we track a file and what happens if we don't track the others. So that's why I'm creating multiple files, but I want to track the one versioning. So I will just say again, git add, which one you want to track the changes for. That's file3. So I say git add file3.txt. Now it's on track. I don't see anything change on the right side in my, this is Finder, but Explorer for the Windows. Yeah, in my folder structure, actually, I don't see anything change. But here, if I say git status after I git add the file, I can see that this is now in my shopping cart. When I commit, this file will be committed, not the others. So these are on the shelf in the shopping mall, grocery shop, and these are on my shopping cart that I want to commit, that I want to buy. So next thing, because we are tracking the file, we make some changes and we track those changes. The change we made here is created a new file. So that is the change. So I have created the file. I didn't change anything to this file. It's just a pure new file. So we add already, right? We already run git add file name. So next thing that we will work is git commit, because we add the shopping cart And now we just buy it and then exit the grocery shop. Okay, now what I did, again, I just create a new file, third file. Keyboards. Okay, create the third file. Commit it. Down. Let's check the Git status again. Where are those comments? Those comments are in here. There. Now we just commit. And I'm just checking now. Status. Git status. What is my repo status? Okay, the green things has got lost. This is committed already. And these are not tracked yet because I didn't git add them. It's just by working directory. It's still here. Okay, the file 1 and file 2 is here. Whatever change you make is not being tracked. So you cannot version them. But whatever change you do with file 3, it's now tracking. Look what will happen. Now, clear everything. So we just check status. Only 2 files there. The file 3 is not there. Actually, it is there, but it's already committed. Nothing new. As soon as you make changes on the file 3, let's open it. Let's add some text here. This is my third file of the project. Let's say this is the third file of my project. Okay, this is what I changed now. Look what will happen. Save it. Exit the file. Now, when I check the status, look what will happen. Git status. Oops, file 3 has been modified. It's not new file. It's just modified. So before you commit, you have to add. When you commit, when you go to the cashier in the grocery shop, you should have something in your basket. Now we have nothing green, which means there are something is on the Git. However, it's not staged. So now all these changes are in the working directory. Before we commit to the repo, we need to take them and say git add to move to the staging area, whatever we want to commit. So, okay, I modified this and I still want to continue with the file 3. I should say git add file 3.txt again before I commit this. Before I run this command previously doesn't mean that it will be always tracked. No. Every time you make any change, you should run git add and git commit from the grocery shop. Because you bought milk last time from the grocery shop doesn't mean you will always buy milk from that grocery shop every time you visit. So anytime you visit that grocery shop, anytime you have an idea, you change your idea, you change your shopping list, you have to add them to your basket before you go and check out. Is that true? So that's why whatever we have changed, we have to add first. So now, again, this file 3 has been added before, but it's committed, but now it's changed. So I need to add this once again. Then let's check the status. Oh, it's green. Good. Now I can commit. And also, if you read that, if you say it's no, ready to be committed, but before it says that, oh, it's not stage for commit. There are some modification, but it's not add for the commit. So you should run this or you should run this if you discard the things. If you discard the change, you can do this. So it will remove every text from inside. But if you want to commit, run this. If you want to restore, restore. That's it. So let's continue. Sorry. Let's just continue. Git add and git commit. Git commit with message. So inside the message, I'm just saying that what did I do? What is the modification I have done? I added the first line. Add first statement. That's it. This is what I did. Done. It still looks complex to you, I believe, but don't worry. We will do this a lot to get used to it. Okay, so git status once again. Now, if you clear first and say git status, okay, that green thing is gone. We committed 2 times. So we entered that grocery shop 2 times. We bought the things 2 times. So let's check the git log. Let's check the receipts that we received from those grocery shop. Git log. All right, we've done 2 shoppings. One is this. Second is this. When, who, what. Okay, so these are the things we have done. What about the file 2 and file 1 and file 2? We didn't do anything with them. It's not being tracked yet, but just file 3 is being tracked. So whatever the changes on done with the file 3 is now added as a is now being tracked, and anytime I want to go back to those version, I can just get back to the first version, let's say git log. So if you want to get back to this, you can get back to that. If you just want to, so we are still here. So that's why nothing to worry about. Okay, but the basic workflow again, let's do over file 1 or continue with the file 3, up to you. So in the file 1, let's make some another change. First line in first file. Type anything, don't worry. Save it. Now I have changed something. If I say git status, do you think I will see any change here? No, Betu said. I don't say. I can't say it's modified because I'm not tracking it. It's not in my shopping cart. When you buy the item, it was £5, $5. And it was still in your cart, the price is increased. So does it affect your shopping cart? We haven't added to my shopping cart yet. So whatever you make change on this file is not being tracked because I haven't git add that file name yet. It's red, it's untracked. So what I will do first is git add. What is the file name? file1.txt. Now I'm adding to my shopping cart now. Next, git commit. That's it. This is all the things we do. We make some changes, we add the file, and we commit the file. We make changes, we add the file, we commit the file. So we make change already as we added the first line. Here, I make some change. And next, I add the file to my shopping cart, which is actually my staging area. And now I will git commit with message saying that add first line. That's it. Enter. Done. Again, git status. This is only 2 things. Git add, git commit. Again, make some changes, git add, and git commit. Make another change, git add and git commit. Now check the git status. All this 1 and 3 is now being tracked, and now just file 2 is not being tracked. Right. Yeah, so this is basically what we do always in Git. Make some changes. Let's do that change. Add first line for the second file.
Sorry, Jamie.
Yep.
Can I ask a question about the log part?
Yes.
When you check the log, does it not specify which file we edited? Like I see the logs listed, but I don't see which file I edited. So I just wanted to know.
Right. That's correct. You don't see which file is edited in the Git way. Should we see the file? No, we don't see usually the file, I believe. But let's just save this file to you first of all.
Sure. Thank you.
And then make the changes first. Let's say we can see the difference. We can see which file is changed, but this is another command, which is git diff. So let's check these things. Now I edit the file to git status once again. Let's see the status. Oh, we can't see that. We have to add the change first. This time, let's make multiple changes. Second line, third line, and save it. I'm making multi changes now everywhere. In file 2, file 1, file 2, file 3, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so anything you want. Okay, save it. Now close it. Now I've made multi changes. So let's just check git status. So it says 2 files is modified, but 1 untracked file, because this is not in my shopping cart yet. Yeah, but they are being tracked. They are modified from the last commit. So they say these are modified, and this is the untracked file. Well, now remember, let's say you have hundreds of files, and for hundreds of files, it's very hard to say git add file, git add file name, git add file name. So instead, you can use git add dot. But make sure we have no space there. We have space there. Okay, many people just typing this doesn't work. Git add space dot. So that's the command. You can add everything to the shopping cart. Well, staging area. So enter. Now they're all now green. You don't have to type one by one. You added all of them. Now just git commit -m and your message. What's my message? I make a lot of changes. So make many changes is my message. Now, git log. Well, to see where you make some changes, better to add your in your message. What did you change in where? Make changes in file 1, file 2, file 3. So this is just you can add anything you want. So that's basically to identify what you have changed. But actually there's a way what you have changed for those commits basically. But let's stick with our basic workflow. Git add file name and git commit your message, and that's it. So git init, when we're initializing a repository, git add dot is adding all the files to the staging area before we commit. If you want to run git rm cached, then it will remove this file from staging area to the working directory again, which is untracked and which will not be tracked, by the way. But if you want to put any item from here to the repo, then you git commit. So we just run git add and git commit many times today. And finally, when you say git log, it's just show you what changes you have done, basically. Now, anytime you want to get back to earlier version, then you can run git checkout and your commit ID. That's when you want to just check out to any earlier versions. Like what? Clear. So let's say we have a git log here, and it says us that the commit ID. So this is the commit ID. You want to get back to this commit. We are currently on here, and you can see that we are currently here, headmaster. But let's say we just want to move the previous versions. So anytime you can move there. For example, let me create a new file for here, a new branch. So let's create the file for touch file for.txt. And now I'm creating this one, this file for. But now let's check out Q. I just typed Q, Brandon. Touch file. Okay, so I've created file 4 now, but I want to get back to earlier version, and earlier versions, they have no file 4. Let's see what happens. So, but first of all, let's check out the commit IDs. Git log. Let's just go to the add first. Let's go to here. What is the commit ID? Is too long, so just copy the first 5. Okay, so I think this is enough. I believe this will be enough. So just copy the first 5. So that's the commit ID. What you will just say is git checkout that commit ID. And you will go back to that commit. And look what happened. Oh, wait, file 2 is missing. File 4 is still there. It's interesting. But you didn't lose anything. Because file 4 is not tracked. That's another thing. So you can see still see the file 4. But here we can't see the file 2. Why? Remember, in this commit, the file 2 was untracked. I haven't added the file 2. Let's get back to the first commit. Let's check the git log first. And yeah, look at this. Now I'm here. Let's get back to the very first one. So this one, copy. Okay, Q. Now let's check out the very first one. I believe we will see only file 3 and file 4. Yeah, file 3 and file 4. Where is file 1 and file 2? Remember, the 5th of November. Well, if you have seen the V4 Vendetta, there's a bonfire. So you ask why people are celebrating around me. It's bonfire day, the 5th of November, yesterday. So anyway, if you come back here, if you remember the first commit, we have added the file 3, not 1 and not 2. So that's why we see file 3. Why do we see file 4? It's not being tracked. Because we don't track, we can't version it. Because we can't version it, and we can't see it. It's just there. So that's untracked file. But all other tracked files are missing. Now, let's get back to the first one, the master. Git checkout master. Now I'm back to my latest version. That's how we can navigate through the earlier versions. And clear. If it is clear, that's clear. So this is how we navigate through the versions. And I believe, again, we can use Git diff with the, let's just copy one of the ID. I believe we can see which files has been changed by using git diff command. And I'm not sure if that works. Yes, it works. This is the files. We got a question from you. So these are the files what we have changed on those commits. Let's do that again. Git diff is the command. If you want to see what has been changed on that branch, copy the ID number of the, sorry, not the branch, copy the ID number of that commit, which is this, the first commit, and enter and see what has been done for that commit. This, and that. And I believe this is the last one, not that commit. Not sure. But anyway, there's a way, of course. All right, git diff shows you the changes. All right, now branch and conflict. These are the things that we have to discuss today. But if not, the Git stuff is understood, that we can't understand the branch, of course. So now, until now, we went to, so I will skip some here. This is the branch thing. Now, until now, we have visited the grocery shop alone because we were living alone at home. But the house rents has been increased over the COVID, and you decided to share your house with friends. So you have 3 friends and you are sharing a house with 3 people, okay? So including you. So you are 3 in your house. And this time you decided to go to the grocery shop all together. Well, to make the shopping faster, you just distribute it. So it's distributed centralized system. So you have just separate, and then everyone goes in some area to just make the shopping faster. Do you think that will make it faster, or will just get some conflict? The people may take the same item. The people may take the things less or more. You were expecting 1 kilo, but then the others get 2 kilos or 3 kilos. So these are the conflicts when we have some branches. But before the conflicts, and let's talk about the branch first. How can we create branch? Well, in the professional environment, again, as I said, we all work on our personal or the future branch. And to just show that, well, I'm just writing this Google Git branch. Let me just look at one image here. Okay, these are the Git branch thing, and I like this image very, very much. Okay, so that shows the branching really clearly. Again, we never work on master branch. The master branch is the most probably the one the customers see at the end when it is released. Okay, when your program, when your software is released. Until you release your software, everybody is working on different branches, like you see here. Only the released, tested code or software has been released. And see, when you just create your project, it's 0 point something, which means it's not, again, a version 1. It's just before the version 1. I mean, you are trying to achieve the version 1, but of course, until you achieve the version 1, the versioning is starting with 0 0.1, 0 0.2, 0 0.3, 4, 5, 5.1, and just continuously continue. This is how versioning things. But again, forget about the version numbers. But think about with your team, so let's say you are 3 again, you have created a new project like this. So you have a new project. Of course, every project has master branch. So this master branch, let's say it's your first commit. You decided that you will have 4 files in your project, and you created that 4 files and you are ready to go. Next, you create a new branch, which is called develop. Yes, we all have the develop branch and we have release branch in the professional environment. So we have even more branches, but anyway, so these are basic branches that might happen in your company when you start working. So the master branch, again, nobody works on that branch. Only the tested codes is pushed that branch, or merged, that we will learn today. Merge that branch. The other things is just on their branch. So let's say you are working on a develop branch. Your friend is working in a feature branch, and another friend is working another feature. So they all have their own branch, and then they work on that branch. When it is done, let's say here, when it is done, it's merged back to the develop. And as you see here, this develop is merged to the release. Actually, it's not merged. It's just created a new branch, new fork from this one, this develop. Then it's just added one more commit, like here, there's one, and you just have another commit here. And finally, it's merged to the version 1, and also merged to the develop back. So the merge means, as you see, there are changes here. So there's one change here. So then go another change in different branch, but it's just forked from this one, this branch, this commit. So you are working on this commit, he's working on this commit, and you add one commit, he adds 2 commits, and after 2 commits, decided to merge because the feature is finished, then merge back. This is not merged yet. I think it's still on development, so that's why this is not merged yet. But this is done, so it's merged. Then finally, you have completed one release, maybe. You're ready to the version 1. You just create a new branch which is released from this commit. And you see that there are some bugs. You fix those bugs, let's say. And okay, all the tests are green. You decided to release it. And it's just version 1, which is just merged to the master. So which is now ready in the master branch. Of course, you will continue to develop. You have to merge back to the develop as well, because you will continue with the latest one. So this is the latest commit. So you will continue from the latest one. Okay, well, this is just the part of the idea. How can we do it in the practice? Well, in the practice, good way is, let's get back to the presentation, this website. So let's click and go to this website, visualizing Git stuff. Now, okay. Before creating any folder and do the stuff, so what we have is this. You and your team has just created a project, and your project is on master. No, you can't work on master. This is not good practice. You should create a develop branch right after you created your master. Okay, so let's create our develop branch. Where? In here. Okay, now how can I create a new branch? So that's the question. How can we create a new branch? So we need to create a new branch, so then we can see how everything goes. So we have several ways. The most popular way that I also use is, let's get back to this website. Okay, now it's master, right? Let's create a new branch. What I use is git checkout -b for the new branch, and your branch name, which is develop. Now I'm going to create a new branch. So what I'm doing is exactly do the same thing you see here, okay? So I'm creating my develop branch from my master branch. But before we create the branch, let's commit, because there's one commit here. Every dot you see here, every circle you see here is a commit, okay? So what I will do, before I create any branch, let's just commit all the changes first. Remember, we git add all the things, but it doesn't understand, don't worry. And after we git add all, let's check git commit with message. Let's say first commit. Okay, now that's my first commit. Wait, they already created the first commit. So I created next commit. They did it already, so we didn't need to create the first commit. If I refresh this, just open it. Okay, no worries. But we created our first commit. The next, after you have done with your first commit, the next is create a new branch, a develop branch. How to create a new branch? So let's do that. Git checkout, but this time with B, which means the branch. I'm creating a new branch. What's your branch name? Develop. That's it. This is how I create a new branch. Now I've created a new branch. So I have two branches, one master, one develop. So this is how we can create a new branch. Right now, you don't see any changes like we see here, because we have no commit and no merge yet. So let's just look at this. Let's just commit one more time, because on the develop branch, let's commit. To see which branch I am on, we just say git branch. So it shows us we are on the develop branch. Can we zoom in? Yeah, we do, but now we lost this. Okay, no worries. That's fine, I believe. Okay, now it says that there's an asterisk here. So I'm on the develop branch now. Good. So I'm on the correct branch. So let's make some changes. Blah, 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 blah. We are done. Now let's commit. Git commit. What did we do in this branch? Let's say create a page layout. Just any text, just commit. Now, in my develop branch, I have now created a new page layout. Okay, good. Now, it's my master branch, it's my develop branch. Look at here. It's now master branch was the first commit. This is my second commit on the develop branch. And look what happens. A new feature has been generated, a new branch. So now I am going to create a new branch called feature 1, let's say. Okay, I'm just creating new branches, okay? Creating just branches. I've created a branch, I just commit. I'm now creating another branch, which is called feature. Okay, here. Let's create one more branch. Git, how do you do that? Check out -b, your branch name, feature, let's say feature 2, because this is feature 1, this is feature 2. So let's create feature 2. So here is the feature 2. Oh, good. Now I have developed, I have feature 2 branch. Now, feature 2 branch is with your another friend, develop branch is with you. So you continue developing on your develop branch, your friend continues developing feature 2 branch. I'm going to visualize everything you see here with Git commands. Now, your friend may change how many times? 1, 2, 3 in feature branch. So make sure that you are on the correct branch. So let's say Git branch. I'm on feature 2. Now on feature 2, of course, this is not you, your friend is on feature 2, and your friend is going to make 1, 2, 3 commits. The first one is just the fork from the develop, so that's why we don't do that. So 1, 2, 3. He make 3 changes and he has 3 commits. So let's do that. 3 commits. I need 3 commits on feature 2. We made a change, git add all, and then git commit. There is no git add all here because it's just visualizing tool. So git commit only. What did this guy do is add login button. First commit. Another commit, change the color of the login button. Change login button color. There's another commit. And last commit, because we will have make 3 commits. This time, change font type of the button. Now, we did 3 commits. We on feature 2. We are ahead of develop. Okay. How many commits? 1, 2, 3 commits. Okay. We still can't see the beautiful things, beautiful map yet. We will do, don't worry. Okay, so I'm just creating the 2 features. While your friend is working on the feature 2 branch, you are working on the develop branch. How many commits? 1 commit, let's say. So you are working a new commit here on your branch. So you are working on your branch. Your friend 2 is working on his branch. Your friend 1 is working on her branch now, but not now after this commit. So which means you are going to make another commit here. Well, we need to get back to your branch before you continue to work. Because your friend is working on the feature 2, you have to get back to develop branch because you are working on this branch. So let's get back to develop branch. Git checkout. Develop. This is how we check out to another branch. There we go. Now, look, I'm on the develop branch now. You are on your branch now. Let's make some changes. Until here, until now, I'm just creating branch, just saying git checkout b with the branch name and commit the things, the changes you made. So in the next lesson, I will summarize this up once again. But please watch the recordings before you come to class, and also the pre-class materials is very important. So this one is, again, I'm just creating a new branch and I am saying which branch I am with this command. Git branch shows me which branch I am. So that's why I use git branch, so it shows that I was on feature 2. But now I'm going to check out to the develop branch, which I just changed my branch from one to the other. So now I'm on the develop branch now. I get back to the develop branch and I'm going to build 1 more commit here. So I'm just creating some changes, git add all, and now git commit files. Let's get git commit again. So but make sure that you're on the develop branch. Git branch. So it says now I am on the develop branch. So now I can continue working on my files. So I made some changes, git commit with message. What I'm doing, by the way, I am changing the title of the page. Okay, add page title. Look what happened. Now, everything until now was on the same track, but this time, this branch is totally changed from the others. That's why it's just separated now. Not merged yet, but it's just now following in the separate branch. And now I can see, actually, I know they are different branches, but there is nothing different before. But now the add page title is totally different than the others. So that's why from this branch now I'm just separated myself as here. So we will try to achieve exactly the same as you see here, but maybe the opposite one. So while you're on this commit, your friend one will continue to develop another feature from here. So let's create the feature one branch now. How to create a feature one? So this is the code. Git, how to create a new branch. Git checkout -b to creating a new branch. And now feature one. From this commit. From this commit. I'm now creating a new feature. And I will commit once. Okay, so let's get back to here. And this is feature one. The new branch has been created. Nothing changed. So let's change some stuff. So one commit. This guy is doing what? So that guy is, you are doing the title. This is button. Okay, so he is putting some input text. So text inputs for the, let's say, login page, username and password. Okay, this guy is, now let's check which branch I am. Git branch. So now I'm on the feature one branch. Good. And while I'm on the feature one branch, I will make one commit. Then I will merge, not yet, but I will merge soon because I will show you how to merge. But before I merge, I need to make one more commit. So this commit is Git. How do you do that? Commit with message and write your message. What did you do? This guy in the feature one branch is add input field for password, or let's say username. Okay, because you know the login screen has a username input box and the password input box. So this guy job is just creating the inputs. Your job is just working on the layout. The feature two guy is just the button. You are three and you are working on login page of your application. Now the commit. Everything is different from here. Nothing looks like this yet because as soon as you make one commit in the develop branch, then you will see it's also another separation. So this guy has two commits in his branch, her branch. These guys had 4 commits in his branch, and you will continue making 1 and 2 commits, okay, from your branch. So we are on the feature one branch. Let's get back to the develop branch first. So let's check which branch I am. Git branch. I'm on the feature one. I need to get back to my develop branch. Git checkout, not -b. It's for the creating a new one. So just develop. This is how can I just check out from one branch to another, not new one. While you need the new one, we use -b. So that creates the new branch. Without -b, it's just checking out, checking in. Yeah, wait, we didn't merge it, Yusuf. It just continued the development. Well, we can merge, don't worry. Git checkout develop. Now I'm on the develop branch. Look, okay. Now we will commit one more time after this separation. So I need one more commit. And finally, I will merge this to your develop branch soon. This guy has finished the feature and waiting for the merge. But before merge, let's let you make one more commit apart of this feature. So let's just git commit -m. What did you do? Now I'm on your branch. I'm on the develop branch. What change you made? You were, last time I seen you, you were on the title. You were working on the title. add page title. Yes, the last time your change says that you add page title, and this time change the title color. Okay, so this is what you did in the develop branch. Oh, it's the develop branch now. On your develop branch, you did this actually, but then feature 1 has 2 commits, feature 2 has three commits, and then actually 4 commits, and then this is how it goes actually. But now when it's time to get back to the merging feature 1 to the develop, the feature 1 is finished. This time we have to merge this feature to the develop, bring them all together. Everybody works separately, but now it's time to merging. Well, it's time to merge feature 1 to the develop. Okay. The first thing we have to do before we merge is go to the branch that you want to merge onto. For example, in this example, you will merge this feature 1 to the develop. So now we have to stay on the develop branch before we merge it. So make sure that you are on the develop branch. Let's see, Git branch. I am in the develop branch, this one. The next command I will run is git merge. What? You will git merge feature 1. So you will merge feature 1 onto develop. So what you will say is only git merge feature, not feature, feature 1. Again, make sure that you're on the develop branch that you want to merge onto. Then you just run this command to merge that changes to the develop branch. That's it. So all the changes is now merged onto the develop branch. It's merged now to these changes. So to make a summary, actually, everybody on their own branch. And everybody works on their local branch. When they finish the feature, they merge it to the main branch. So main idea is this. All others is just a practice. So let's think about again this picture. Well, the master branch, we never touch. This is the branch most probably for the final edition. So until it's finalized, we don't touch it. But we work on several other branches. Develop branch is one of them, or other feature branch is the others. For example, you have one feature, you create a branch, you make your change, and then you merge. Again, you have another feature, you just fork it from the branch that you want. For example, develop, just take it, just fork it. Just create a new branch, actually. Let's just create a new branch from that commit. Just create new branch, git checkout -b and the branch name. You just make this, and then just make your changes. When this is done, just merge. In this example, there is no merge, but we can merge. Let's do that once again. Before we merge the feature 3, sorry, this is feature 2 to the develop, that first of all, we need to go to develop. Then we will run the feature merge command. So let's, I'm sure that I'm in the develop branch, yes. Now let's merge every changes on the feature 2 to develop. Git merge feature 2. That's it. Now I'm going to merge this to the develop. There we go. All the changes from feature 2 now is in the develop. Before we merge it, the develop branch doesn't have the changes, but now it has the changes. Yeah, in the next lesson, I'm going to make all the stuff on actual project file. So we can see how can we work multiple, or how can we collaborate with others by creating different branches, and how can we make changes, and how can we actually merge them. Well, just for today, except for the git init, git add, git status, git commit, git log, git checkout things, we just do this. One, we created a branch. How to create a branch? Git checkout -b and the branch name, let's say develop. This is how we create a branch. The rest of the thing is just making changes on that branch. You make the changes, you add the things, you remove the things, whatever you do. Remember, we have git add all, and then we have git commit. These are all just the previous lesson. But what about today, branch? When you are done, you check out to the master first. Git checkout to master first. The difference between the first and the second is the -b. We use -b to create a new branch. We have no -b when we just back to an existing branch. So the master is the existing branch. So I just move to the master first. How to merge it? Just say git merge and develop. This function, this command will just merge develop to the master. That's it. So take all the changes in the develop and merge it to the master. So again, for the next lesson, please watch the recording. Please look for the pre-class materials in the learning management system. And 3, today, if you forget to take attendance, go and check yourself in the attendance. So we can go and then explain. I think you will understand way better if you just practice before you come to the class. Branching. Yes, that's it for today from me. However, if you have some more questions, if you have some errors on your computer, if you cannot get your Git up and running, so I think I don't have to create a breakout room now. We can discuss here, but anyone wants to leave, I'll see you next week again. Anyone wants to stay, all welcome. So let's just fix up a few problems that we had from the last breakout, which is, yeah, thank you very much for everybody else as well. So the V had the problem. V, are you there?
Hi, yes, I'm here. So I copy pasted now the ZSH, and it seems to be working.
Right.
How can I test it?
Yeah, now I think I can give you a sharing screen control. So now I will stop sharing. Can you share your screen?
Okay.
Now done.
Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Oh, it's so it's saying that the host is disabled. Screen sharing.
Okay, now you can.
Can you try again, please?
Okay, now you can try, I believe. All right, now you got this. So you got your Git up and running now. Your Git is working, I believe.
Yes.
Nice. And but I can't see the last line of your screen. Can I?
Which line should I clear it?
Well, actually, I can't see the last line on your computer. That's, I don't know why. The last line, that is just, you just share the iTerm, I believe. Now I can see. Okay. All right. Now the Git is ready. What you can do is maybe, can you go to your desktop folder on here? I know on iTerm.
Let's see. Will it be Finder?
CD desktop, you'll type on your terminal, CD desktop. No, that's fine. On your, on your terminal, on your iTerm now. Yeah, now can you type CD? You should click on the iTerm, I believe, first. Oh, well, yeah.
Type CD here.
Yeah. Okay. No, actually, you should say CD space desktop to go to navigate to the desktop. So now, if you see, hit enter. Wait, doesn't. Wait, didn't happen anything.
So it's asking, iTerm would like to access files in your desktop folder.
Yeah, you should say yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, now, yes, you are now on the desktop. Good.
Okay.
All right. Now let's create a folder on the desktop. Do you remember the command for it?
No.
Make directory, mkdir.
Okay.
Yeah, and then folder name, let's say new project, no space, new project. Yeah, that's it. So you created your folder there, enter. Now you have that folder, but because we didn't enter it, so we just say again, CD, change directory, CD, new project. That is how we navigate into that folder. CD, now, okay, we are on a new project. Now, how can we initialize a repo here? Do you remember? The first time we want to initialize a repo. Git init. Do you remember this?
Okay, yes.
Okay. Now we initialize this folder as a Git repo now. It's now a repo, a Git repo. Well, now let's create a few files here. Let's say touch file1.txt. So that's your first file, but let's not use the space between the file names because the Linux will understand just the file is the file name. Yeah, that's a good way. Okay, let's say the first file. Let's create another file. So you hit so you can give a space and add the second file name as well, file2.txt, let's say. That's it. Now if you want the third file. No, you don't have, just file3.txt, let's say. So now enter, you have created 3 files. How do you see that? ls list, ls, can you type? Yeah, that is now 3 files you have in this folder. Okay. Now we can add the files one by one. Git add file 1, git add file 2, git add file 3, or we can say git add dot. But we have a space after add.
Sorry.
Between add and dot, we need a space. Yeah, just give a space here and dot. Yeah, that's it. So it means that you are going to add all these 3 files from our working directory to the staging area. Then I can commit. Then you can commit. So now just enter here. Okay, can you check Git status to see the status of your repo? Git status.
Git status, okay.
Yes, and enter. All right, so all these 3 files are green, which means that it's ready to be committed. And it says, so the change to be committed. So these 3 files will be committed. Just you need to run a next command, git commit -m. Well, we have a space between after commit. You need to yeah, give us -m. And oh wait, we need to write our message as well. Git commit -m. After -m, we need to give a space, and then we will write a sentence. So we just add a double quotes there. And now add your message. What did you do? So it's your first commit. Let's say first commit here. Commit. And yeah, that's it. So enter. All right. All these 3 files are now has been committed in your repository, which means it's now all tracked. So whatever you make change on those 3 files will be tracked. And the next time you can add all those changes and commit again, and add some changes and then commit again, make more changes and also commit again. So this is the Git lifecycle actually. So for example, now we just see the iterm. Let's just make some change on the one of the file.
Okay.
We can't see that, but we see your terminal. No worries. Just change something on your file and save it.
Okay. What should I change?
Add something, anything. Just type anything. It doesn't really matter. Just maybe you can open the file and it's some text and save it.
Should I
Did you save? Did you save your file?
I'm not sure.
Okay, let's check. Let's say
Okay.
git status. And enter. Okay, you didn't save it.
Okay.
So so you can just go to the file menu if it is text file, and then just say, or Command S letter, or file save.
Command S.
Yes,
Okay.
that should save your file. And can you, but not in the iterm, in the file that you open, file 1 or file 2. Which file have you edited? We don't see your files, that's why I can't.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how to open the files either.
Just double click on your desktop. So the new project folder should be on your desktop, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't see it. So it should be here on my desktop, right?
Yeah, again, I only see the iterm,
Here it is.
not your desktop.
Okay, here it is, here it is.
Okay, now just double click and open that folder.
Any one of them?
And any of them, yeah. So let's say the file 1, file 2, file 3 maybe, and make some changes. Just add some text in it and save the file. So we are assuming that you are making your file, you are making some progress, and then you add some text on your project.
Okay.
So the next time, yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
All right. The next time, let's check the status. What's happening on your branch now? Okay. On the iterm, let's say git status. Oh yeah, you modified the file 1. So let's say that you have finished your, let's say the milestone that you want to achieve. Now let's add them to the staging area first. Git add file1.txt. we add that to the staging area, and then we commit it. But we have to say git first, git commit. Yeah, git commit. And -m and our message between double quotes or single quotes. Oh, what did we just add some, I don't know, we add some line, let's say lines. Okay, that's it. This is our changes we have done, and now it's done, it's committed. It's all on the track now. The next feature that you want to, for example, now let's say you are writing your resume, you have done with the first version, and then you commit it. Next time, then you add, let's say you got a new certificate and you want to add it to your resume. You open your resume, you edit that new certificate that you received, and then you make new changes. So you add, let's say git add the file name and then git commit. So this is the life cycle of the Git. We make some changes like we did, and then we add that to the staging area, and then we commit it. This is how we actually track the versioning.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, is that clear? I feel still some unclear points there, but
I think it's just going to take more practice.
all right then.
Thank
All
you.
right, all right. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right.
Mr. Jamil, I'd like to thank you for myself and Sultan. Everything works perfectly.
Nice.
So we got it.
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Very nice to hear. Thank you very much. Okay, let me share quickly. So I think we fixed the terminal things and the Git things. Now it seems working. But now I will explain what's your problem, and not just yours, and also the many others. So let me share my screen and to show you the problem. Look, now, well, let's get back to the home folder. But at this point, I just want you to understand what is this tilde sign. Can you confirm what is this tilde sign?
Home.
Home folder. And if I want to see that home folder on my computer, this is, let me just show you home folder. Oops, not this one. Command Shift H. No, it's not working. I forgot. This. Wait, I'm just trying to open up my home folder. Why I cannot open that? Oh, yes, I did. Okay. How can I show that in good way? This one. Okay. This one. Okay. Home folder. Okay, look, home folder is your, like, okay, wait, this is not home folder, by the way, but the home folder is your, like, all your desktop, all your documents, all movies, the pictures, the music, actually everything on your computer. And the wrong part on your computer is has a Git next to this tilde. Do you know what does it mean? All this folder has been a Git repo now, not the new project, that home folder. So you have a Git, so you initialize your home folder as a Git project. So can you please do this with me? Let me do the same thing for you. The mistake you have done is git init in the home folder. That's the mistake. That's why when you open that, you always see this. And it will never work with your new project file because it's the main folder, it's the top folder. Because you make this as a Git repo, now you cannot even work in that new project folder because the home folder is now Git. So what you need to do now,
Mr. Jamil.
Yeah.
This I doesn't work initialized in the home folder.
Okay, let's do this. Now, are you here with me now on your iTerm?
Okay.
Yeah, can you now type this rm, rf, and then .git? Can you do this for me?
Yes.
Boom.
Yes, the same.
Is it the same? Now,
It's my turn.
now, can you share your screen this time?
Okay.
Let's see.
RM dash
Yeah,
RF.
look. Git things has been disappeared now. It's a good sign. Okay, it shouldn't be there. It's a good sign. Now, can you go to your desktop? CD.
Okay.
CD desktop. Yes, and then yeah, nice. And then your new project. That's perfect. Now, okay. Now we should get init here. Beautiful. Now we can see Git master here in new project, not your home folder.
Oh, okay.
Now it works. The first time when you have the Git just beside the home folder, which means you initialize the home folder, which means everything in your computer is a repo now. Whatever you make a change, it just belongs to your home folder, not the new project. But this time, new project is your repo.
Oh, okay.
That is the main problem.
Only repo project can initialize.
Should be initialized.
Okay.
Otherwise, whatever you make change on your computer will affect your home folder because it's a Git project, then it will be tracked by Git, not your new project. So if you want a repo, create a folder and make that folder repo.
Okay.
So let's say on your desktop, can you create another project? Right click and not in the new project folder. Let's go outside of the new project folder. CD ... Can you?
CD or MKD?
Okay, wait. The first one, before we go ahead, first one where we are, we have to look at where are we now? Which folder are you now? You're in the new project folder. We need to go out of the new project. We need to go to desktop first.
Okay.
Yeah, and then now let's create a new project, another project.
Okay.
Let's say another project.
Another.
Project and enter. Now we have another project, but we need to CD into that another project.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And this project will be a repo. Let's initialize this. Git init. That's it. So now this another project is also a repo now. And the new project is another repo. But when you go back to the desktop again, can you go to desktop? Desktop is not repo. And home folder is not repo. So only the folders that you want to work should be a repo.
Okay.
All right. So now it seems everything is working. What you have to do is in your new project, do you have files and folders?
Folder.
The file 1, file 2, file 3 is on your desktop.
Okay.
Would you like to move? Would you like to move the file 1, file 2, file 3 to your new project folder if you want? Maybe on the desktop. Yes.
There's other project.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Can you
I am
open
trying.
the new project? Can you open the new project folder for me?
Okay.
Nice. CD new project. Enter. And can you just list the items you have in here?
ls
Yes. Okay. Perfect. You all have this great. You
Yes,
have
it's
all this
work.
great.
LS
Nice. Now
function.
let's git add all this time. Git add dot space dot. Yeah. And now it's all added to the staging area. So you can check git status if you want.
Okay.
You can see that they are all green now. Perfect.
Yes.
They're all there. Now just commit. Say first commit.
Git commits.
Yeah, there's a typo. Your
um,
message. First commit.
commit.
And unfortunately, this command will not work. Enter.
Yes, here.
So you should say git.
Okay.
And there you go. There it is. So it's all now committed. So if you say git status again, all these files have been created and there is nothing to commit. Yeah, it's all clear because you commit all of them. But when you make change on one of the file, so if you open the one file and add some text, then it will be now again ready to add. So can you do that? Just open one file in the new project folder.
Open. Okay.
You can double click and open on the screen if you want.
Oh, I'm sorry.
New project, open the file one, let's say, just add something here. Okay, you added already, but add some more, a few more things.
Okay.
Yeah, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Okay, all right, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Save it. Yeah. Is it saved? I think saved. So let's
Yes,
check the
saved.
Git status. Yeah, let's check the Git status again. Now you make some changes. And again, let's say that you are preparing your resume and yeah, status. That's it. You have modified the file one. We say git add again. Git add.
Dot.
Yes, you can use dot, or you can use the file name and then git commit. That's it. And your message. Perfect. And all good to go. The next time I will recap the branch again because we need that once again.
Git branch.
Yeah, this is how we create a branch. But this shows what branch we are on. So you have to write a new branch name after the Git branch.